welcome back. I'm going to be spending the next few nights out here in the wilderness of Western Canada. I brought a minimal kit with me, so I'll be relying heavily on the resources of the area to keep me warm and fed. I've got my Bedroll Pack consisting of 2 wool blankets, inside of which I've got a few simple items. I have my axe, and I've got a half canvas tent that I'll be utilizing for my shelter. I'm going to start by getting my camp set up, and then I'll worry about my fire afterwards. So you might be wondering why I opted for this half canvas tent versus my tarp that I normally carry. I've actually had some ideas to make lean-to styled half canvas tent shelter out of a nice lightweight material. This stuff's a little bit thick, has a lot of extra fabric on it and stuff, which adds weight. But I thought just to have a quick to deploy shelter that goes up one way and provides you with a good amount of cover on the inside, that'd be an interesting project to do, something I'll probably tackle this summer. I got this dead standing aspen here. Looks like it's been dead for quite some time. Been exposed to lots of sun and wind. Looks like a bow drill kit to me. Alright, so the kit's complete. I got a piece of spruce for my bearing block. I prefer to use a bigger bearing block, just works better with my grip, and I find if I make my bearing block too tiny, I really struggle to keep a good grip on it when I'm applying the downward pressure. The spindle and the baseboard are made out of that aspen tree that I knocked down. Pretty good set, I think. The wood has the right texture to it. I'm confident that it will produce an ember for us. And my bow is just a green aspen stick with a length of paracord that was off of my Bedroll Pack. So let's see if we can get this to burn in. Alright, that looks just about perfect. So one thing I like to do after I do my burn-in and carve my notch, I like to give my shoulders and arms a break. So that's when I go and get my tinder bundle. So today I've got some dry grass and then some real dry soft punk wood just to act as a coal extender once I get my ember in there. So now that that's all done, I'm ready to begin trying for an ember. The bow drill set went relatively smoothly. After I got my notch all filled up with dust, I began to get a lot of extra friction. So I stopped, I carved a new tip on the bearing block side of my spindle, and I carved a new notch in my bearing block. And then, since my notch was already filled up with dust, I just went hard with lots of pressure and got ourselves an ember. Now we got some fire. So we've got a few hours left of daylight still. Not too worried about getting my bed finished. There's a down spruce tree right here that I can get a bunch of boughs off of, and I can even do that when it gets a little bit darker out too. So right now I'm going to focus on trying to get some food. Definitely an advantage to this type of a bedroll pack is that you can actually access your gear without having to rip it all apart, so I don't have to unfold my blankets before my bed's all made. So since we got a few hours left of daylight, I'm going to get busy setting some squirrel traps. There's a ton of squirrel sign in the area, and I've already seen quite a few running around, so should be able to get a few of them during my stay here. It's an excellent food source, and they have really nice fur too that I can utilize. So these traps I'm setting are called squirrel poles. It's basically a pole that's strung up between two trees to act as a runway for the squirrels, and on that pole I set snares, and the hope is that the squirrel will run through the snare, get caught, and then be dispatched by the snare. So that's another one done there. I've got just two snares, one on this pole and one on that horizontal pole I put up. But it's enough for this little area. I'm going to go around to a few different clumps of trees where there's lots of squirrel sign, get more of these set up, and with any luck at all we can have ourselves some dinner tonight. The spruce branches from that tree they're drying out. I shook them out pretty good, got all the dead needles off them, so I actually think this will end up making a pretty good bed. Wow, that is mighty comfy. It's nice having so many boughs to work with. Got this bed super thick. I don't have a sleep mat or anything with me tonight, so relying entirely on this bough bed to keep me insulated from the ground. And I believe that it will do a very good job. Nice and thick, mighty comfy. This is gonna be a good sleep. Alright, let's get this bedroll in here, show you guys what I all got. So I've got two pairs of gloves, my fingerless wool gloves, then my leather gloves. I've got an extra sweater, and then my jacket, my pipe pouch, which you've already seen, and my Possibles bag here, which inside of that is just a little repair kit with needle and thread, a little sharpening stone, all the rope from my Bedroll Pack, and then I put the pipe tobacco in my little container of seasoning in there as well. So this is the rest of my gear. I have a water bottle with me. I love having a water bottle just for carrying water on the trail. Makes it really nice. And then at night I can also heat up water and put this down by my feet to keep me warm. I've got another container with some seasoning, a little jar of coffee. I've got an extra pair of wool pants for sleeping in if I need it. I likely won't. A little bit of food. I got some chocolate and then some bannock mix. So those will probably be breakfast. I've got another pot here, my little kettle to make coffee and tea, and inside of that is my wood cup. I've got some heavier gauge wire, which I was planning on using to snare rabbits. I don't know if I'll set any rabbit snares or not, but we'll see how tomorrow goes, but that's what that's for. And then I got 2 extra pairs of wool socks, which are my sleeping socks. I like to wear 2 pairs on my feet. The extra layer of wool on my feet really goes a long way in keeping them warm. I also have my larger kettle here, but it's full of water right now. I was melting some snow while I was making my bough bed, so I got some water to drink tonight. And that's pretty much the night. No supper tonight, no food. I do have my bannock mix, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow morning. And then hopefully we can get some squirrels tomorrow as well, and we can have ourselves a bannock and squirrel supper. But in the morning I'll wake up and have a nice bannock breakfast, get some food in my belly, and then carry on with the day. The rest of the night I'm just going to sit here, enjoy the campfire, drink some water, and yeah, relax for a little bit, and then call it a night. Well, good morning. A real pleasant night out here. This bough bed was super comfy. Probably one of the comfiest bough beds I've slept on. The fire's still smoldering away. I got up once throughout the night to put more wood on. But other than that, had a real good sleep. So I guess now it's time for a little bit of breakfast. We got the fire livened up here. Maybe we can get some squirrels today. We can have a nice supper tonight. That's good. Bannock is one of my favorite meals to cook out here. It's so easy to pack, you just pre-mix it at home, and then out here you just have to add water. You can cook it so many different ways. It's very versatile, and it tastes great. Hot coffee, but tastes great. Perfect way to start the morning out here. While I was waiting for my breakfast to cook, I went and checked the squirrel traps, but there's nothing in them yet. So we'll try to get a few more set up and hopefully have some luck today. It'd be nice to get a squirrel for dinner. That'd be a big boost. Another nice thing about bannock is that it's a heavy food. It really sits in your stomach, makes you feel full, and lasts for a while. So after that breakfast, I'm feeling real good. Gonna set up, I think, just one more set for the squirrels right here. Gonna do an angled pole and a horizontal pole. Lots of squirrel sign all around this tree. Well, it's another good looking set. We got another 4 snares set there, 1 on the leaning pole and then 3 on the horizontal pole. So we're gonna leave it for the rest of the day and check them periodically. Hopefully we can get ourselves a squirrel or 2 and have ourselves some dinner. So now I'm gonna focus on getting some firewood for tonight. I don't think it's gonna be too cold. We got some wind going on right now, so there's obviously some pressure changes happening. I think it's actually warming up though. It's certainly not cold. I'd be surprised if it was even 0 degrees. We might be above 0 now. But we'll gather up some firewood and then we can keep the fire going tonight as well. And if it does end up getting cold, we'll be prepared. Well, it's definitely enough wood to get me through the night. Probably got way too much, but that's okay. I might burn a little bit brighter of a fire tonight. Depending on the wind. If it's super windy, I won't, because it'll just be blowing smoke around like crazy. But if the wind calms down, I might, just for extra light, extra warmth, and have a real nice night once again. Now that I got firewood, all my camp chores are done for the day though. So I'm just gonna lounge around camp, enjoy myself, relax a bit. Gonna melt some more snow over the fire for drinking water, and just enjoy myself. You know, we got a few hours left of daylight, so we'll just sit, hope that the squirrel poles start to work, and in the meantime, just enjoy ourselves. That's some good tea. That's my preferred way to make spruce tea. Bring the water to a boil, take it off the heat, grab a handful of spruce boughs. Usually the younger ones towards the tip of the branch work really good. Grab a handful of those, throw them in the water for about 5 minutes, let it steep. Then you remove the boughs from the water and you got a real nice spruce tea. At last light, right before last light, I went and checked all my squirrel traps and they were all empty, so came up short on this trip. Was really hoping to get some fresh meat to cook up a nice supper tonight, but that's the way it goes sometimes. You can't always be successful. I do have more bannock mix, so if I wanted to I could cook up another meal tonight, but right now I'm fine, so I'm going to hold off on it. Maybe cook more up in the morning. I think I'm actually going to sign off here. Not much left to show you guys. Tomorrow morning I'm just going to break down camp and pack everything up and hit the trail. So I'm just going to relax tonight, enjoy my campfire, enjoy the outdoors, and have another peaceful sleep, and break camp in the morning. So if you made it this far, I just want to say thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in and showing your support for the channel. It really means a lot to me. I've got a lot of videos coming right away, so be sure to stay tuned for those, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, God bless, and happy trails.